The long-awaited conclusion is over. The big fish, Bryce Harper, at around 3 o'clock today, it was announced that he finally is off the free agent market a day before March. And where did he go? You're about to find out right now here on G&T Sports Talk. I'm Bobby Thompson.
I'm Julian Gallardi, and do you want me to drop it? Can I say it?
Drop it.
Okay, so here we go. This is what we were expecting most of the offseason. This was the team that was in front for Bryce Harper for the majority of the offseason, and they closed in. They get their guy. 13 years. I did not stutter. This is a real thing. They gave him 13 years. $330 million. He really got that paper. He's beating Giancarlo Stanton's contract. That's what he wanted. He got it. It was only $5 million more, but still, he's the richest player in baseball history, the richest player in any sport, the longest contract in any sport probably, also the most dollars in any sport. So Bryce Harper just broke the bank.
Well, that's putting it mildly, and to be quite honest with you, he got so many big offers, it's not even funny. You didn't see Manny Machado get these big offers that Bryce got, and I will tell you this right now. I wasn't shocked he signed with the Phillies. It was a matter of when, not if.
Yes, exactly.
You know, we saw what happened with the Dodgers getting involved, and I personally did not think that the Giants were going to be a big player in this, but it turned out they were. Because I could report this right now, just before Julian and I press start on this recording, the Giants offered him 12 for $310 and offered to go higher.
Oh, did they really? Wow,
yes.
I didn't even know that.
How
did you find that out?
Bleacher Report.
Oh, so the Giants offered 12 for $310?
For $310, and they offered to go higher, and he said no. And I can confirm, too, he turned down offers that would have paid him $45 million per year.
Wow.
Per year.
That had to be Dodgers, right? I don't know who else.
I don't know who it was.
Obviously, it wasn't us because we don't do that anymore.
But here's the thing. Bryce Harper, you know what? The Phillies owner, what did he do? He flew down to Vegas
yes.
and signed and got the deal done. That's what a good owner does.
Yep. He wasn't playing games. He got his guy.
What is it? John Middleton, I think it is. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I'd have to. Let me check first. I could check in a second.
However, he said they were going to spend stupid money, and that's exactly what they did. He said to the fans, we're going to get better, and what did he do? He went out and got JT Realmuto. He went out and got the best free agent this year in Bryce Harper.
Yes.
And they got David Robertson. They got
Gene Segura.
They got McCutchen.
Yes. These are all notable additions. These are all going to help the team.
The thing is, I'm just going to tell you this, man. It's, I personally think the Phillies just made themselves a complete contender.
Yeah, they're a contender, no question.
They were a contender when they got Realmuto, too.
Yes, even without Bryce Harper, they could have contended for the NL East, I believe. Now it's like they should be the favorite to win the division.
I'm going to tell you this, the favorite to win the division, I think they're going to be favored to go far in the playoffs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I
could see them in the end. I'm not going to say World Series. I'm going to say NLCS.
Maybe Dodgers or Brewers.
Yep.
Those are my two top teams.
And consistently. Now you're going to see the Phillies go back to what they were in 2008 and 2009. This is exactly what they did. That was over 10 years ago. What did they do? They won in 2008 against the Rays. I think they swept the Rays, right?
They beat them pretty handily. I don't know. I don't remember if it was a sweep, but they won
the next year they went back and they lost to the Yankees. Yankees, since that win, have not won a single thing.
I know. It's such a shame.
I want to credit
a damn shame.
Yes, I want to credit the Phillies. Give credit where credit's due. They went out and they got their guys. I'm waiting, Jules. I'm going to let you go first because we're going to rip in on the Yankees. I know we are.
Well, I want to actually focus on the Phillies first. I mean, yes, we're in our Yankees stuff, and obviously we're Yankees fans. But I want to look at how this move impacts the Phillies. I'm going to look at their whole roster, how everything's looking. So, all right, finally, for the last time, the third domino finally drops. No more JT talk, no more Manny talk, and no more Bryce Harper talk. Finally, thank God. Enough of it. I resigned myself weeks ago. We weren't getting either of them. I never really thought we had a shot at Harper. I was kind of just hoping that we would swoop in, but once I knew he wasn't going to do a short-term deal, and I heard it was over 10 for $300, I knew we were done.
Yep.
There's no way we were going to do that, and I'll get into that later. But Harper on the Phillies is huge. Last year he had a down year. For the last time, I'll say his stats finally. 249 average, 34 homers, 100 RBIs. And his wins above replacement just 1.3, which is very low for a player of his caliber. Has some defensive struggles. Was he trying to save himself for free agency? I've said this a million times, so enough of that. I think you're going to see a better Bryce Harper in the field this year. You're going to see a more motivated Harper. He's set. He's ready to go. He's got to prove he's worth that money. And I think he'll do that, especially in Citizens Bank Ballpark. That place is a bandbox. I've been there before, and let me tell you something. Harper is going to be hitting bombs out of that place.
Yep.
I'm expecting at least 40-plus homers, 100-plus RBIs. Average, I'll say, let's get him up to like 270, 275. I think he'll fix that. Is he a 300 hitter per se? Maybe not anymore, especially because I feel like he's going to be swinging for the fences a lot, especially at Citizens Bank. So I think the power numbers will be great. The average might not be what you're expecting for all that money, but I think he'll get it done. His on-base percentage will be good like always. He always draws his walks. And so let's look at this Phillies lineup with Harper in it. So Andrew McCutchen may be leading off in left field, hitting 250. He hit 255 with 2.7 wins above replacement. He's not the same player, but he's a nice glue guy. He's
serviceable.
Yes,
that's what he is.
He's above.
He's a filling guy.
Yes, he's slightly above average at this point, if you think about it. He's a nice fill-in, like you said. He's a great veteran. He's nice. He's a good glue in the locker room. You know, you need those glue guys, and he's definitely one of them.
I agree.
So second, Gene Segura, the shortstop from Seattle. 304 average, 4.3 wins above replacement. I think people don't realize the impact he's going to have on his team. I don't think they talk about him enough. I think he's going to be huge because this is a lineup that's filled with a lot of high strikeout guys, and Segura's not that. He'll put the bat on the ball. He'll keep it moving. He'll have a high 200s, low 300s average. He'll steal some bases. He's going to be a nice fit. And now the big boy, Bryce Harper, batting third. I already went through his stats, but he'll be in the middle of that lineup. And guess who will be benefiting from Harper the most, potentially? Two people. JT Realmuto may be hitting cleanup. 277 average, 4.3 wins above replacement. And guess about all the pitches he's going to see when they're pitching around Bryce Harper. JT Realmuto is going to rake this year. If you have a fantasy draft, you better go get Realmuto. I have him in the league. I'm considering keeping him, but it might be tough. But anyway. Then, batting fifth or fourth, Bryce Hopkins, 246 average. Only 0.5 wins above replacement, but he had over 30 homers. He was playing in left field, so that really hurt his value because he's not a left fielder. He'll be back at first base now, so that'll be a lot better for them. JT catching. And then sixth, you got Maikel Franco, who they were possibly thinking about moving on from. They signed Machado, but they didn't go that route, so Maikel Franco will be the third baseman. He'll be hitting sixth, potentially, 270 average, just 0.2 wins above replacement, so he'll definitely look to improve that. Batting eighth, Abdul Herrera, or seventh is Herrera. He'll be the center fielder. 255 average, 0.2 wins above replacement, but I expect better baseball from him. At one point, he was hitting above 300. He's a very streaky hitter. He just needs to find some consistency, and I think he'll be a lot better. He'll also have a lot more pitches to hit in this crazy lineup, so he'll have some chances to come through for them this year. Then the eighth hitter is second baseman Cesar Hernandez, 253 average, 1.4 wins above replacement, and he's going to be their second baseman, and he's serviceable. He's a nice player. Maybe he'll get that average up as well. So this is, to me, is probably the best lineup in the National League. Could be the best in all baseball. Might rival our lineup. I think we have the top two lineups, I would say. Red Sox are in there too. Astros still have a nice lineup. Top three, no order. Yankees, Phillies, and Red Sox, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, the Phillies lineup definitely...
It's in the conversation now.
All those names you just heard, it's scary.
It's a nice,
you put it together,
it's a nice group, yeah.
You put it together, and, all these names, and I'm going to tell you, McCutchen leading off, and then by Segura and Harper at third, and then you got Realmuto. Listen,
Rhys Hopkins too.
It's pick your poison. Literally, I think between 2, 3, and 4,
you're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. Even 2 through 5, honestly. You look at Rhys Hopkins too.
If Harper can't get you, then Realmuto will, and it's so on and so forth.
Yes.
Segura is going to get you. You got to.
Rhys Hopkins is going to get you.
Everybody on the Phillies. Listen, the Phillies have been bad for a few years,
but that's about to change.
And that is drastically changes.
Yes.
This deal for Harper, they're all in. They want to bring a championship back to Philadelphia. They want to do what the Eagles did.
Yes.
Bring it back to Philly. You know how Philly fans are so passionate. We know that, and like I said, I applaud this by the owner spending stupid money. He did what he had to do. He made the team a hell of a lot better.
He sure did.
And about the lineups, I'm going to say this. You know what? I'm going to say Yankees and the Phillies are the best two lineups, and I'm not picking one or two. They're very equal.
Yes, they are very, yes.
But I will say this.
Red Sox are in the conversation.
Red Sox are in it. Yep, Dodgers, of course.
Actually, another one, Brewers. Brewers have a very nice lineup,
the one thing about the Brewers is they're a very underrated team.
Mm-hmm.
And they still got...
No one really talks about them, and they made the NLCS.
Yep.
I mean, the only thing is they're starting pitching.
And they got Yelich, and they have Braun still.
They got Moose back.
They got Moose. Everybody. They got so much stuff.
Yeah, the Brewers are a good team, but let's get to the pitching rotation. This is the only issue I have with the Phillies team, actually. Their pitching rotation is very questionable behind Aaron Nola. Obviously, Nola's a stud. 2.37, had 10 wins above replacement. He's an ace, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Great. But behind him, you have Arrieta, 3.96, 3.1 WAR. His numbers have declined the last 2 or 3 seasons. They've been going the wrong way. So if he takes another step back, they're really in trouble. Yeah. Then you have Nick Pivetta, the young kid, 4.70 ERA, 2.3 wins above replacement. That's your third starter. Then you have Zach Eflin of 4.36 with 2.1 wins above replacement. That's your 4. Then your 5 is a guy who I think has a ton of potential but hasn't reined it in yet. Vincent Velasquez, 4.85 ERA, 2.2 wins above replacement. But Velasquez has all the stuff in the world to be a great pitcher. He just loses control sometimes. He's a high strikeout guy. And I guess he just gets himself in the jams that he can't get out of sometimes. But if he can figure it out, if these pitchers, the young guys and Arrieta, can improve on what they did last year, I think the Phillies are in a great spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the closing situation is going to be interesting because they have Dominguez, who racked up 16 saves last year. His ERA was just under 3 with 74 strikeouts. And they got David Robertson. And Gabe Kapler likes to mix and match his bullpen a lot. So you could see a lot of Dominguez, Robertson, so we'll see how they close that back end. But there is a closer out there that can make their bullpen a lot better, and they could also take him away from arch rivals, the Boston Red Sox. So Philly, if you want to shore up that bullpen, do us all a favor. Go get Craig Kimbrell and take him away from Boston already.
Yes.
So we don't have to think that he might go back. Also, it'll make you guys way better. And the other thing is, okay, here's my question for you, actually. So, speaking of Kimbrell, do you think the Phillies will be better suited to get Kimbrell or Keuchel? If you could only pick one, what would you do for them?
They need to. I honestly think they should go get Kimbrell. Honestly, it's a pretty even situation. Their closing situation, as you just said, and their pitching rotation, because other than Nola, I agree, is pitiful.
That's the only issue they might have.
I'm telling you this, if they had just maybe one more or maybe 2 more serviceable pitchers, they could be unstoppable.
You're talking about in the rotation,
yes,
right? Okay, yeah.
But I think that Kimbrell, I don't think they're going to go for Keuchel now. I think that's thrown out the window. I don't even think they're going to even give him a call. I think now what you're going to see is, don't be surprised if in the next few days, because these two guys, once these two guys are signed,
they're going to go soon.
They're going to go soon.
Within the next week, I'm guessing.
We shouldn't still be talking about people who aren't signed.
It's unbelievable.
We should be right now talking about almost a month.
It's less than a month technically.
No. The first game of the year is on the 28th. For the Yankees, I know is March 28th.
Yes,
so a month.
That's where most teams
30
start.
Days.
Actually, less, brother, because February is only 28.
I know that.
So it's only 28 days, brother. We're in March tomorrow.
Oh,
that's all good. It's confusing. It's everyone's saying a month, 28 days. It's a month. You're right. It's a month. Okay.
Let's just say this.
It's very close.
Yes, and it's right around the corner.
And the Japan series actually starts even earlier than that, which is like March 20th with the Mariners and A's. And these guys, there's still people out there. Adam Jones, Gio Gonzalez, Buckles. There's other people. Adam Warren, our old buddy. There's a lot of people out there still that have done a lot of nice things in the majors before.
So all I'm going to say...
Are they washed up a little bit? Maybe. But can they provide value to clubs? I think they absolutely can. Especially Kimbrell and Keuchel. Those are the big two, obviously, now.
Well, I'm just going to say this. I think now you're going to see the market heat up for both.
It should.
And I think that the Phillies will be in on one. In my opinion, it's going to be Kimbrell. He will not go back to the Red Sox.
I really hope you're right.
And he'll go to the Phillies and just make that team even better, and they'll just rival what we could do. And we got Because, quite frankly, right now, if you want to build a championship team, do what the Phillies just did. And if you want to keep going and your pitching rotation's not good, do what the Yankees did. Because the Yankees bullpen is the best in baseball.
That's our great strong point.
Because
There's
once
no
you get to
debating
the sixth inning,
maybe even
you're
the
done.
fifth, honestly. You got Chad Green still.
So here's the thing.
You could go 4 innings when your starter, maybe.
If we can
when
have
CC starts.
yeah, and I'll tell you, that's why we spent money on our bullpen, because our starting rotation.
Right.
I'm very, very excited. The one thing, I'm very disappointed with, we didn't go out and get one of the big fish, but we did.
Yes,
we did get Ottavino.
We're gonna get there, yeah.
We did get Ottavino.
That was nice.
We did bring back Britton.
Nice.
We got James Paxton.
Love it.
I'm gonna tell. I was talking a lot to people I know today. I am not sold on LeMahieu.
Yes, he's a very controversial player. Apparently,
I'm gonna tell you until I get proven wrong. And I will admit it that I'm wrong. DJ LeMahieu is nothing but a product of Coors Field.
You're not the only one that thinks that.
He's got to prove it to me.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm not sold on it right now. That's $24 million over 2 years we could have given somebody else. What else did we do?
The Brett Gardner re-signing was very questionable. I'm still gonna
garbage.
I just can't get over that one. Still, people have this crazy love for Brett Gardner, but I just don't. This is not 2009. People are trying to tell me he could lead off against righties still. Like, what are they thinking? And they even tried to say that they thought he was a better hitter than DJ LeMahieu at this point. And if that's true, then LeMahieu is a huge bust, if that's true. So that better not be.
All I'm going to say is this. I will say, in a few games of spring training, I am impressed with Tulowitzki.
Tulo's been a nice find so far. He had a 3-run bomb today. Another one. So
again?
Yes, his second homer of the spring in as many games,
maybe,
I think.
Listen, maybe we are missing something with this guy.
I'm going to give Tulo a shot. Maybe I am. Maybe we unfairly judge that move. We'll see how it plays out.
What number did he take, by the way?
I'm not sure. Was it 12, maybe?
Oh, it's 12. You're right.
Is it 12? Okay.
Okay, because
he obviously wanted 2 for Jeter, but you know Jeter's retired.
You want to know something? Maybe we judge this. We got him for chump change.
We were just upset because it kind of threw us off the Machado train. That was part of our reason for not liking it.
If Tulowitzki plays great this year and he's coming out making plays on defense and he's getting hits and he's driving in runs, I'll be the first one to come on here and say I apologize to Brian Cashman and say we were wrong.
Yeah,
because you guys saw something that we all did.
Yes.
I know it's spring training, Jules, and you know what? People could be hot in spring training, but you know what? Sometimes they bring that to the regular season.
Sometimes you can apply it. I mean, it's not the end-all be-all, obviously. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's still February, but the fact that Tulo is showing he can still hit it out of the park is a good sign, though.
The one thing, too, is you guys forget, is this guy's one of the best defenders back in the day, wasn't he?
Yes, Tulo was a very good defender. Let me see if I can pull up his resume for his career, but...
And since we're on Yankee Talk, in a few minutes we'll get to what they did with what their philosophy is right now.
I also want to talk to you about possible lineups, what you would do, scenarios for the Yankees. So many crazy things are running through right now with Yankees. So many possible lineup scenarios.
So let me ask you, so what is Troy to?
Okay, I have his resume here, kind of. Well, not kind of.
He's 34 years old.
He's 34 years old. He's been injured a lot, obviously, which is my big concern with him. Not his play in the field, actually, which isn't as good as it was, but if he could be out there, he'll be fine. We don't need him to be the old Tulo. We have enough guys in this team. He doesn't have to do that anymore.
His career batting average, 290. That's not bad.
And think about how much lower that's been in the recent years. So he was a 300 hitter before all this injuries and he went to Toronto. But he's a 2-time Silver Slugger, 5-time All-Star, and yes, as you mentioned, 2-time Gold Glove, so he was very legit on defense, which is very good.
And I'm a big guy on defense in any sport, and you see, I like players who can make those hard plays. Mm-hmm. You saw what Derek Jeter used to. We're not going to ask him to make Derek Jeter those plays.
No.
We're asking you to go on the field, don't make errors, make plays, and help us win games early.
I agree, brother.
Because I'm going to say, I feel personally, if we start this season in a hole and the Red Sox come out hot like they did last year, we're gonna be in trouble. This is the year where we got to take them over. Red Sox did nothing this offseason.
Yes, literally nothing. All they did was bring back Steven Pearce and Nathan Eovaldi. That's it.
That's all they did.
That's literally it.
And quite frankly, what did the Yankees do? we got better in the bullpen. So if you try to hit us, get that
We
lineup.
got better in the rotation.
Yep. And I think that guy
And the bench is better.
I'm going to tell you this: Ottavino. The more and more I watch this guy, the more I fall in love with his play. He is good, and he's I got to get that jersey too. That 0.
I was thinking about it too, but he didn't do so hot today.
How many? What he get lit up?
Yeah, he pitched in and gave up 2 runs, but it's spring training. I mean, whatever. I guess.
Get him out now. Listen. He's not going to
get the Kinks out now. That's
he's
what
not
you
going
mean,
to have
right?
a 0.00 ERA all year.
No.
But we're asking to be serviceable. All I know is that when we ask him during the regular season and when the playoffs come along, I think he'll be fine.
Okay, so I want to go over what happened today. I know it's spring training, but the Yankees won 8-6. Tulo hit a 3-run homer. That was 3 runs, but J. Happ didn't have it, sadly. Around the inning in the third, gave up 3 runs, I want to say. Yes, an inning in the third, 3 runs, 2 homers, too. So not a great day for Happ, but it is his first appearance since February, so I'm not going to overreact to that, whatever. And then Tyler Wade hit a homer. That's positive. Like, he's been hot in spring training, but I'm just worried that this is a mirage and he won't carry into the regular season because I'm not sold on Tyler Wade, really, but
I'm not sold on him either.
He could change my opinion if he actually contributes in meaningful games because he actually might be on the active roster to start the season.
Well, I think
it looks like he is, honestly.
With a month out, yeah, he'll probably be on the opening roster.
Yeah, so let me see what else we did. Let's check out some hits. So Aaron Judge had a double. Also,
all that
Tyler
guy
Wade hit a homer.
All Aaron Judge does is contribute. That's all he does.
Yeah, let's see what else took place today. Yeah, quiet day for big hitters, really. Bird had 2 hits again, so that first base competition's really heating up. Bird's been getting hot.
Listen, I'm not falling for this.
All right, let's just do this now. All right, here we go. So we have to talk about this. This is the biggest debate at Yankees camp right now. Greg Bird and Luke Voit. And it's so like you either love Bird or you hate Bird. There's no in the middle. Like it's either all in or you're not in with Greg Bird. And for me, I want to say I wasn't in on him, but god damn, he's kind of sucking me back in. I'm not gonna lie because we really need that lefty bat. That's the issue with this situation. As much as I love Luke, and I think Luke is better than Bird, honestly, maybe not defensively, but Bird is going to get a shot because we don't have any lefties on this team. That's the issue.
You really want me to go in on this right now?
So what do you think is going to happen?
I'm going to tell you what I think of Greg Bird. I think he's garbage. I don't care if he's a lefty. He's proven nothing to me. I think he sucks. I'm sorry. I'm going to go on a rant like Stephen A. Smith's been going on about the Lakers lately. I think I personally think this guy, when he first came up, we were all excited about this guy.
He was our best hitting prospect. Yes. Remember those days?
Yes, I remember like it was yesterday. And guess what?
Thank God we've come a lot further than that.
Since then, this guy is a tin man. He can't stay healthy, and I'm tired of this. And what has Luke Voit done? We got Luke Voit for chump change from the Cardinals, and what did he do? He's hitting home run after home run after home run. He's making plays. And that's another thing, too. You got to look at who's going to make plays at first. And I'll talk about this. At first, Jules, there's sometimes first basemen who can't make scoops at first base. Yeah. There's a lot. I'm going to say the best one who I've ever seen do it is Teixeira.
Yeah, Teixeira's one of the best first basemen I've ever seen in the field.
So, with that, we want that. And quite frankly, I'll tell you, in my opinion, I'm giving it to Luke Voit strictly because of what he did last year.
Yes.
I think he deserves it. He earned it in the playoffs, and you earned to start this year. Bring Bird on to give him some rest, and if Luke Voit is struggling, then you make the switch and see what happens.
Well, yeah. I think you hit some good things right there. I think, honestly, I'm an advocate for having both of them up on the Major League roster.
No, they're going to be... No, I think they should both be up on the active roster.
So do I.
I just think that they should rotate.
Yes, it could be a platoon situation
I'll give you an example. I'll give you this.
Okay.
Usually around the first... in the first few games of the season, Luke Voit should start, and after 4 or 5 games, if he's not hitting well, make a switch. And then we'll see. Maybe we could one day we'll switch up DH. He's going to get in the lineup. We need a lefty back.
Yes, Bird is going to get at bats this year. There's no question about that.
But here's the thing. If you ask me my opinion, what I feel is that the Yankees should start Luke Voigt. He earned it. I feel he earned it. Last year, what he did last year alone, he earned it. Aaron Judge, before all rise, before everything he did, the year before he was hitting home runs too when he got called up. And what did he do? He earned his spot. So I'm going to say this. Like I said, people could disagree with me. This is the way I feel. I feel that Luke Voigt should start. I think it's the smart move. Keep Greg Bird on the active roster. That's fine. But I'll say this. If Luke Voigt's struggling and striking out, going 0 for 4 in the first 3 games, make a switch.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If they both struggle, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter in the field. You're making plays in the field, fine. But if you're not getting on base and you're not hitting, we got a problem.
Well, the only thing that's very problematic about all this is that our Aaron Boone, who I'm definitely not all in on by any means.
I know you're not a bit. I gave. You know what? He's much different than Girardi, and by any means, I am not a Joe Girardi guy. I think he was one of the worst managers the Yankees have ever had, in my opinion. So I don't care if he won a World Series. Yeah, he won one. Joe Torre got us. Look at how many he got us. Look at how many.
Billy Martin.
Billy Martin got us. Look at how many. Who else got it?
Maybe Casey Stengel. I don't even know. Beyond that,
but,
to be honest.
But the thing is,
the
press for success. You won us one World Series, but you didn't do anything else for us. That's why you're not managing anymore.
Yeah.
Aaron Boone, listen, you're on a thin leash, buddy. I'll tell you what. In your first year,
nice. That was right. Casey Stengel did manage us.
Yeah. I will tell you this, Jules. You agree with me, right? In your first year, you win 100 games and you go to the ALCS. It's pretty decent. No, wait.
ALDS.
Excuse me.
It's
Sorry,
okay.
I'm jumping.
We just got screwed because the Red Sox had an amazing season. In any other season, we're division champs. It was just unfortunate how everything happened last year. It was really just the Red Sox year, which is why I'm so excited to wash that taste out of our mouths and get on to a new season this year because things can't go that good again. I'm telling you, it's not going to be like that again. Their bullpen's horrible now. They most likely won't get Kimbrel back, just waiting for him to sign with someone else. And that's going to be a huge disparity between the Yankees and Red Sox.
It's,
one looks like AAA, one looks like the majors.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have high hopes for the Yankees this year. I think, you know what? I think we should lead into is when the Yankees lost to the Red Sox a few days ago, Jules. I don't know if you heard this. Did you hear?
What happened?
Aaron Hicks threw a fit in the locker room and said he's tired of losing to this team.
Oh, okay. Aaron Hicks, here we go.
No, so
7 years, $7 million, $70 million extension. This was a great move for the Yankees. Only $10 million a year. I know 7 years is deep, but if he's bad in the last 2, you still got great value. It's only $10 million. It's not like an Ellsbury situation where you're stuck with an albatross contract for someone who doesn't do anything. Hicks will be playing for us. He may shift over to left field maybe later on in his career, but I think Hicks bringing him back was a solid idea, especially with our lack of outfield depth behind him, Judge, and Stanton. So this made a lot of sense to me. What did you think about it?
What, this signing?
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. Great deal. When we traded for him, when he was on Minnesota, he was very, very good. We bring him over here, and he's done nothing but succeed with us. He really is.
Yeah, well,
he's a great fielder. Yeah. Absolutely. Makes great
top
plays.
Top notch.
Great plays in center field. I think this is great value. Set, like you said, 7 years, $70 million, $10 million bucks to the Yankees is chump change.
Yes,
that's nothing
for sure.
So it was great value. You're bringing a guy on who's consistent, keep him healthy, who can hit. He's a switch hitter, and I love switch hitters.
Yes,
that's the one thing I do.
We need a bunch of those because all the righties. So that's great.
So the one thing with that is it was great. I think that's the start of more extensions to come. Like, I'll give you an example. Betances is next.
And Didi potentially.
And Didi is a must. But
yes, especially since Arenado's gone now.
Yep. So
Arenado news.
Now
we didn't do that.
Yep,
actually.
that's next.
This is actually huge. Arenado actually set a record that knows that Stanton, Harper, or Machado can't even touch. And that's the AAV. $32.5 million a year. That's a record. That's the most money in any sport, I'm pretty sure, for a year. 8 years, $260 million. The Rockies gave him that paper, and he's the highest paid player by year now. 25.3.
That's what Harper signed.
That's Harper, yeah. He's 25.
Are you kidding me?
But it is 13 years, and it's all guaranteed, though. You know, like he is still getting 330. You're
So-
surprised the AAV was so low, I'm guessing?
Mm-hmm. But I will say
I
this.
think there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Mike Trout.
Yep. Oh, we'll see what happens.
Well, if
I don't,
they end up
all I'll
getting
say is
him.
I don't think the Angels are going to let him go.
I think they are, brother. I don't think he wants to stay with them. I saw him talking the other day about his long-term future with the Angels. He was very non-committal. He said he wanted to focus on the season, and he didn't really give them a ringing endorsement that he wanted to spend the rest of his career with them. So I think he'll be a free agent, actually.
Well, we should go and get him then.
I really hope so, but you can't count on it after everything that's happened now.
Well, I don't trust anything anymore.
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
Yankees.
Like, you can't trust the front office as far as you could throw them. They tried to make up the rumor that we're more interested in Arenado. That was completely false. They just said that to get us off their case on Machado.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that was for. And then this offer to Machado, I think, was also completely false. I don't even think we offered him that deal for $220, honestly.
No.
I don't, and we didn't even try for Bryce Harper. For Patrick Corbin, we looked like little kids compared to what the Nationals gave him. Got embarrassed by the Nationals and the Padres. We got outspent by those two teams. I mean, the Nationals spent money, but the Padres outbid us for Machado. That's a joke.
That's putting it mildly. It's pathetic.
It's not like we don't have the money either. That's what makes me so frustrated about this whole thing.
It's very frustrating. You know, we could spend money on anything. We buy our championships. Let's put it that way. And we honestly we could have
Bought this one.
We could have bought another one and got so much talent. And you know what? What does it matter with the luxury tax? What's the problem?
We could have brought another dynasty that could have won 3 championships in a row.
You know,
if we had it Harper or Machado, I think you're looking at the 3.
I'm a fan of GMs who do things smart. And you know what? I keep hearing on the ESPN radio during the day, during the show, where Chris Canty is on it.
Yes, Canty, Rothenberg, DiPietro.
Yes, so
I like that show a lot. Actually,
I listen to that every morning now at my office.
It's a good show. Yeah.
So he said that Chris Canty.
What did he say?
And I respect him highly.
What did he say?
He said that Brian Cashman not getting these guys was smart for the team. What was so smart about it?
Well, the only thing I'll say, I guess he was thinking that for the long term, like being tied up with all that money in a few years, maybe because we know how Ellsbury flopped, we know how A-Rod was an issue at the end. Maybe that's what his thinking was. But it's hard to say it was smart, although I can't beat us up for not giving Harper 13 years and over $300 million. That's a lot of money for anyone, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And he did hit only 240 last year. I'm just more upset at the fact we didn't even make an offer, or even entertain him.
I mean, I would be more...
You know what I mean? Like, at least show us you're trying to go get him, but they didn't even care. Like, they didn't even try to get creative, like a front-loaded deal. Like, he wanted to play for the Yankees. Everyone knew that. It was common knowledge, and they just didn't care.
I know they did.
Same thing with Machado, really. Machado meaning was just an act. That's what I think it was, honestly. We were never going to sign him. It was all staged to make the fans think we had interest. No, for the owners and the team to make the fans think we had interest in signing him.
We got duped. I don't know.
Same thing with Patrick Corbin, too, honestly.
I don't know.
Although I know we wanted Corbin more than Machado, I think. The only issue was that the 140, it was a lot. Okay, I get it was a lot of money, but we could have at least done a 6 for 120 maybe to make him think about it.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't even do that.
No, we didn't do that. And, you know, I don't know what we didn't spend money for. And right now, I have up who are free agents. Next year, we could go out and go try to get. First of all, I'm going to tell you right now, Jules, Justin Verlander, that age, 37, I'm not paying that guy anything. If we want to get somebody like Verlander at that age, I think we should give him a cheap deal, maybe 2-year deal with an option for a third.
You know, actually, I'm going to tell you right now, because I went through this in my head already. I've thought about a million scenarios. For
JT Martinez is a free agent?
Yes, that would be.
I thought he signed like a 5.
No, he can opt out.
And he will.
And he will, because he can make more than what he's making now, especially if he gets another season like that.
So don't you think we should target that?
That would be insanity if we had JD Martinez. The only problem is, I'm not sure that DH spot is open for him, really.
Look at these the ages. Oh, my God.
But the really big fish in the free agent market, I'm not really focused on the position players because there is Anthony Rendon, but I'm not going to get caught up in Rendon. I think the Nats will extend him, especially without Harper, most likely. But I do like him a lot. Also, the 3 pitchers that, there was a poll on Twitter I saw that you would like, I think. It said Verlander, Cole, Bumgarner. Who are you taking? If you have to only sign one, who do you want?
Bumgarner.
I'm going with Bumgarner or Cole. And it's going to really depend how Bumgarner bounces back this year because Cole has. Here's how the argument breaks
He's
down.
not even on this list right now.
Who?
Bumgarner.
He will be. Don't worry. I don't know why he's not on there, but he's definitely a free agent.
Wait a minute.
You see him?
A role this is.
He can opt out. Yeah,
and he's going to.
You think so?
You think, or he'll stay?
Why wouldn't he stay? I thought he likes being here, and we're paying him a lot of money. Do you really think he could get more in the open market?
I hope not.
He's getting $17 a year. I think that's pretty fair.
Right. I hope he does.
I mean, yeah, I guess he could in theory, but okay. So I think that we should target Bumgarner. I've been saying that for a while. I hope we trade for Bumgarner, honestly. But you know what else was a scary thought?
What's that?
That I was thinking about before. That I think,
he is a. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're good. So imagine the Phillies go get Bumgarner. What's that? Imagine they got Bumgarner, Noah.
Is it going to be like the 2019 where they had Cliff Lee, Roy Halladay, and Cole Hamels?
Imagine they got Bumgarner. We better beat him to the punch if he goes like that. But we'll see. That's a while down the road, so I don't want to get too caught up in that.
I see something right here. Chris Sale's a free agent too.
Yes, he's another one.
So why don't we go out and go steal him? I think we could do that.
Yes, people are already trying to build that narrative. I mean, we could. I'm just concerned with Sale because the injuries, the fatigue, and I know he only got injured last year, but if you look at the second half, his numbers are way worse than the first half, and and for Yankees, it's all about playoff time. So that's my only reservation with Sale. Not to say he isn't an elite pitcher, and I'm not saying I would be upset if we signed him by any means, because I'm not an idiot, but we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'll say.
So, the Red Sox, the reason they don't want to sign Kimbrel, actually, I think I may have said this before, is because it would put them on the next tier of the luxury tax. So if they sign him for $20 million, people keep saying will cost them an extra $15. So it's basically $35 million to get Kimbrel back, almost, which they're not willing to pay, I don't think. So he's like, okay. So what do you think the lineup should be for opening day? Like, who do you want in the minors? Who's your 3 bench guys? Who's your bullpen guys? Because here's all the information I know. I'll share it with you, and then you can make your informed decision based on everything I tell you. Yeah. So Boone says that he views DJ LeMahieu as a backup first baseman. So that means that the odds of getting Luke and Bird together on the same roster are pretty slim for opening day, at least.
Yeah.
And then he also said that Clint Frazier is going to start in AAA. So if you draw all these lines together, and there's 3 bench spots, they have to go to Romine for a backup catcher, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
DJ LeMahieu or Tulo, whichever one doesn't end up playing. And then your third guy could be Tyler Wade, potentially.
Well,
what do you think?
I think Tyler Wade is definitely going to get a spot. Since he's having a nice spring so far.
He's also a lefty bat that we don't have. And he can play the infield and outfield, so I'm pretty sure I'm guessing Wade is going to get one. So the first base battle is going to be huge because they both have options down to AAA, so that's why I think you're going to see one of them go down to start the season. Hopefully it's Bird, because I also want Voit to win the job, which I didn't really say that much before, but I'm still pulling for Luke. I think Bobby makes a great point. He showed what he can do last year.
Yeah.
The team loves him, the energy, the stadium, the Luke chants. The team's really galvanized with Luke, boy, I feel like.
Yes, they do.
The team, so I think that as long as Luke shows up in the spring, continues to do what he does, I think he should get the start the season as well.
So you agree with me 100%?
Yes, I think Luke should play over Bird. It's just a tempting fact because the lefty bat, we don't have any lefties. That's the only reservation I have about saying that. I would like to have both of them on the roster and put Wade in AAA, to be honest with you, but I don't think that's how it's going to go.
Well, I'm just going to say if one of them... So, we all know DJ LeMahieu is going to be on the active roster.
Yeah.
So between that first,
so it's really down to the first baseman or Wade. That's your debate right now.
All I'm going to say right now is Greg Bird. Go put him down. I don't care if it's a lefty bat. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you would rather have Wade up than Bird, actually?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would.
Okay.
I definitely would.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, if Wade can actually play good for once, the thing is his hitting's been so horrible. I hope he could actually do this in real games. You got to give him a chance.
You could always listen. If he doesn't work out, you could always switch and have Bird come up.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be a very fluid situation. I feel like it's not going to be set in stone. I think there's going to be a lot of movement between AAA this year. And speaking of that, so now the bullpen debate. So we know the 6 guys that are definitely in there, without a question. Ottavino, Chapman, Britton, Holder, Green, and who's the other one? I'm missing one. Betances, there we go. Those are the 6 solid ones.
Yes.
So now the other 2 are up in the air. And it could be any combination of Tarpley, Tommy Kahle, Domingo Germán, Jonathan Loáisiga, even Luis Cessa, which I really hope doesn't make it. But
I've heard so many things.
Who do you think it's going to be between those guys?
You know what? Listen, I'm still a believer in Tommy Kahle. I think you should give him another shot, even though he's been so horrible. But give the guy another shot. Listen, when this guy 2 years ago, this guy was lights out.
Yeah. And
last year, he had a dead arm.
Yes, his arm literally died, and he lost like 5 miles on his fastball.
Yeah,
so I think it depends how his velocity is looking. If he can get even some of it back, I think Kahle should get a shot. When I first thought about this, I didn't think he should because I thought we were only going to do 7 bullpen spots, but now it appears that it will be 8.
Yeah.
So my 2 guys are... This is a tough decision, actually, because I want to say Kahle and Tarpley are my 2 guys, which I guess would make sense. Because then you could keep Loáisiga and Domingo Germán down in AAA to make their starts in case they're needed at the big league level if CC gets injured or something. So I guess that's how I would do it. And then please, for the love of God, please, DFA Luis Cessa already. Why are we holding on to this scrub? His ERA is close to 5. He's 26 years old. Newsflash, he's not going to figure it out. When do you guys think he's going to? Because I don't see it. I just don't. Just DFA him already. There's no reason to keep anyone else down over that bum. Jesus.
Yeah, no, he should.
How is he still on the team?
He shouldn't,
He stinks!
No, he shouldn't be on the team, you know.
You can't tell me I'm wrong in this situation.
Listen, last year, remember there was a certain pitcher who was absolutely garbage, and we traded him to the Cardinals.
Jason Shreve?
Which led to...
Luke Voigt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we turned one man's trash into
another
our
man's treasure.
treasure. So.
Yeah, one man's trash to another man's treasure. Yes.
So with that, you know, my opinion, there's 2 spots for the bullpen. Germán, you know what? He's too hot and cold for me. I don't know. I know a lot of people on the Yankees are very high on him.
He's got good stuff.
You know, it's... I got to go with Kahle and Loáisiga. I don't know too much about, really, with him.
He is our best pitching prospect, Loáisiga.
So he might get called up later in the year. I don't know.
But he's more, to me, he's more of your 6th starter. That's why I feel like he shouldn't be hanging around the bullpen, really. I'd rather him be ready to make starts.
You know what? Then I'm just going to go with Kahle and Germán, honestly. That's what it's probably going to be.
Okay.
What do you think?
I said Tarpley because he's a lefty. Okay. So I think Tarpley should get it over Germán. But maybe Germán will get it because he could provide multiple innings. Like, they don't really have a long guy besides Chad Green or Holder, maybe. So... And maybe I still want to rule out the possibility of bringing back Adam Warren. Honestly, don't be surprised if we sign him. It won't cost you anything either.
I mean, I'm not against it. I wouldn't be against it at all. I think that
he'll be another long guy in the bullpen.
Exactly. So why not?
We'll see what happens with that baseball stuff. Is there anything else we need to get into? I'm trying to think quickly
with baseball.
Yeah. What do you think?
No. We got everything. I mean. We got the Arenado signing, and we really didn't, in my opinion, it was it happened so quick, that signing, 8 years, $260, $32.1 mil per year, highest AAV. AAV. So he, well deserved, because in my personal opinion, I think this guy is one of the best players in baseball. He really is. He's underrated. Mm-hmm. And he got what he deserved. Unfortunately, the Yankee, he didn't come to us because I definitely would have liked it. I will say this, and I'm not just saying it because he's not with us. I think that he's better than Manny Machado defensively and a much better hitter, in my opinion. I feel that, the Rockies saw him as their best player. They lost LeMahieu. I guess they didn't value LeMahieu enough since they didn't give him any offer.
Well, they actually took Murphy instead of LeMahieu.
No, that's right.
So Murphy. It wasn't. I think that'll be decent. The defense is such a crazy drop off. Oh my God! But yeah, Arenado was a great deal. I agree. I guess we might as well just break down Harper to end this because this is his day. So I'm just gonna say I'm really shocked he got 13 years. I was expecting a 10 for 330 before 13 for 330.
I was not expecting anything over 10 years.
No.
And the fact that he basically saw what Giancarlo Stanton got and said, this is what I did.
Yeah.
So basically what it is
he just one-up Stanton.
Trying to one-up Stanton. And basically he got $5 million extra, but Giancarlo Stanton is in New York. He is making more than Giancarlo Stanton. So
no, I know now. Yeah, he is. He will.
So now he makes more than Giancarlo Stanton by $5 million. I'm pretty sure Giancarlo Stanton could care less about that.
I don't think he gives a crap.
And
honestly, and he shouldn't. Honestly, it doesn't even matter to him.
And to be quite honest, I think he's enjoying New York quite fine. Because here's the thing too: we've heard within the past few days. Actually, I've heard.
What have you heard?
Is that Bryce Harper did not want to go to Philly.
So this is that's what makes this weirder, because how do you sign with a team for 13 years if you don't really want to go there? Just because they gave you the most money?
And he said that he's not sold on cap or
analytics or stuff, but is he going to request for Capper to be fired? Who knows, honestly.
I mean,
not yet, but that's way too premature.
So you get 13 years, so basically you went back on your word, Bryce. The one thing, you stood your ground. And basically, that's Scott Boras for you. Scott Boras. Yeah. Well, listen, we can bash the guy all we want, but the guy's one of the best agents in the world. He really is.
He still is, I guess.
He gets the best deal for his clients. He gets them the highest deals. Look at what he did for A-Rod when we re-signed him in 2007.
Yeah.
Look at what he did now for Harper.
Yeah.
And, I compare him to what Drew Rosenhaus is in the NFL.
That's a nice comparison.
Drew Rosenhaus, and I'm not going to go really into this. He represents Gronk. He represents AB.
He was big for T.O., I remember.
And listen, the thing is, too, they're very, very aggressive. They know how to work the GM. They know how to work the numbers.
And they never get what they don't want. They always end up getting what they want in the end.
No
matter how long they have to wait, although football's way faster, obviously. But Boras is an assassin. Let's just put it that way. He waited this out. People were saying he was crazy for wanting over 300, but he gets it, of course.
He basically, if you're trying to be a sports agent and you want to be one of the best, just watch those two guys.
Yeah,
Drew Rosenhaus of the NFL and Scott Boras of baseball.
If you want to see a clinic of how to get a deal for a player,
and don't be Dan Lozano
Dan Lozano's the worst. I do not like him at all.
So the thing is, you know what? So with the Harper deal, 13 for $330.
I was blown away by that.
I was blown away by how much he got because, quite frankly, I thought it was 10 for $350. To be quite honest,
I thought it was 10 for $330 at the most. I could see the 3 years, because the thing that's crazy about this is you're paying him till he's almost 40. Those last 3 years are not going to be what you want. You'll be lucky if you get one win above replacement those last 3 years. You'll be lucky.
He's not going to play till he's 40, and don't be surprised.
You think he'll retire before this ends?
I think don't be. Well, if he's not hitting, I could see. Is there any way that they could let him go? Or is it
no? The only thing they could do is trade him, and it has to be to a place he wants to go. There's no opt-outs. They're stuck. All they could do is dump him somewhere, but he has to prove, the Giancarlo situation. It has to be something like that. Although he'll be way older when that happens, I would assume.
Yeah, he's our age, Jules. He's 26 years old.
This is going to bring him close to 40. This is absurd. I didn't think players would still get paid to that point anymore.
And
I guess it's not. But I think the thing that we're overlooking with this is the AAV and the flexibility, because he's only making $25 a year. I say only, that's nothing, but compared to 30 or 33 or whatever, it is a big difference, especially if you're going to add another big contract like Trout, which I hope we get, obviously, but the Phillies will be a big player for Trout. You could already start selling that narrative. I'm definitely buying it. And in terms of baseball, I'm just going to leave with one thing, and one thing only for the Yankees. World Series or bust this year. There's no excuses. We could have went for the kill and didn't. If we don't win it all this year, I do not want to hear a thing. Oh, it was a nice season. No, it was not a nice season unless we raise a trophy. Even if we lose in Game 7 of the World Series, I'm not satisfied. It's time to win it all. It's been 10 years. We could have went for the kill shot. We didn't. So Cashman and Howe, whatever new cockamamie way you guys are building your team, you guys better be right. That's all I have to say. This team better win the World Series. I'm not sugarcoating it. That's it.
If you go in after the season's over and say, oh, we had a good year, and you don't win a championship, you're not a true fan.
No, there is no good year without winning it all.
Yep.
Last year wasn't a good year to me either.
When you're a year is not successful. I don't care what you do if you don't raise a banner.
Especially for the Yankees. That's our mission statement.
Exactly.
What's changed?
For their precedent. Yankees have won 27 championships in their illustrious history.
Yes, like I've been saying before, the last time we didn't win in a decade was the 1910s. We're talking about 100 years if we mess this up this year, and it'll finally be broken. You cannot break that streak. It's time to raise the banner this year. Let's go, boys.
I'm gonna say this right now. If this year the Yankees don't make it to the World Series, don't win a World Series, and don't do anything, not only do I think that Brian Cashman should be fired, I think that they should.
Aaron Boone should be fired.
I think Aaron Boone should be fired.
His seat should be high, and I don't think it's hot enough, honestly.
And I think that it's time that we should have the Steinbrenners consider selling the team to somebody who will be more aggressive. Because I'm going to agree. I think, you know what, they could have went for the kill shot, and they didn't. They're not the New England Patriots, okay? They're not the Patriots don't spend money. And they win championships because they know what they're doing and they make smart moves.
Yeah.
My opinion, Brian Cashman doesn't compare to what Bill Belichick is as a general manager. Because I'm going to tell you this: if Bill Belichick had this money every year, I think he would at least spend. Like I don't want to transition into football, but remember when the Patriots won the World Series the Super Bowl 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When they beat the Falcons,
of course, sadly.
And they had $60 million cap space.
Yeah.
What was the big splash? Stephon Gilmore, they spent a big need. Oh, a big need. We need to fix the secondary. Okay, I'm going to get the best one on the market and give him six.
Great.
And look what it's done. He's the best corner in football, in my opinion.
That was the best contract you guys ever signed, besides Tom Brady's, probably.
Yes. So after that, now in baseball, Brian Cashman could have paid Bryce Harper, something we needed. We needed a left fielder. We needed a left-handed bat, and the best one was out there. And you know what? What does it matter? You have unlimited money.
Yes.
What's the big deal?
Yes.
So, in my opinion, that comment, don't disrespect Star Wars, okay? Like that, what you said.
The operational Death Star was complete crap.
For two guys who love Star Wars, don't do that.
And then he also said you can't have them all, which isn't true because we literally could have them all if you just want to spend the money and get them.
He goes against his word. He changes it every time you speak. And you know what? I liked him better when he was falling out of airplanes and breaking his leg. That's what I like.
Whoa.
And I'm sorry. I know that's kind of harsh, but you know what?
The only thing is that
I'm not a Cashman guy.
I understand, but like the only problem is that I don't know how much he's being tied up. Like how much is Hal saying, "Don't do this, don't do that." That's the only thing.
Hal Steinbrenner's a bigger jackass than he looks.
Because I think Hal's the one that allocates everything, and he just tells Brian like, "You can spend this."
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Hal doesn't. I think Brian actually does because he's made some great trades. I just don't.
No. I will get the trades for Hicks and Gregorius and the trade that he got with Gleyber Torres. And no one really talks about Gleyber Torres anymore because he fell off. Listen, he's going to pick it back up too.
No, Torres is fine. I have no issue with Torres. That's not my concern at all.
But all I'm going to say is this. It's World Series or bust, and if it's not, then Brian Cashman, New York is going to eat you alive. And trust me,
Hal Steinbrenner too.
They're ripping him already.
I know.
We as Yankee fans, we're angry.
Yeah, Twitter's not a fun place right now. Let me tell you.
So let me tell you something. If you don't if I don't see another rafter in Yankee Stadium and one of those flags that says 2019 with a championship and another adding to that wall in the bleachers in right field where it has George Steinbrenner in the back where they used to put how many titles we have and it doesn't say 28. This is I'm tired. I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. When you have the money, go and spend it. In sports, you never know when your time's going to be up.
Right. You can't just be like, oh, we have all these young players, like, we'll be good for a while. You don't know what can happen. To your point, like, Dan Marino made the Super Bowl his second year, and he probably thought he was going to be back in a million Super Bowls. But guess what? He never went back to one. And that can happen. It happens overnight. People lose it. There's injuries. There's trades. Anything... Crazy stuff happens in sports. You never know how big your window actually is. That's why you need to take advantage when you can, like you said. So, I'm just going to say this. I don't want to talk too much about future free agents, but I hope we get Trout, obviously, because he's the best player in the game. We need to at least make a competitive offer. If he goes to the Phillies, fine. But don't pull the thing you did with Harper, Machado, or Corbin when his time comes. That's all I'm going to say. And not to say that this team can't win it all. I think they can. I believe that we can win it all. It's just that if you added one of those players, it would have been unquestionable. Now we're going to grind. All right, we'll grind. We got to battle a little bit. Okay, I mean, we're ready to go. The big thing is the division needs to return to the Yankees. They haven't won the division in almost 7 years. 2012 was the last time. It's unacceptable. It's embarrassing. It's a joke. I know the AL East is tough, but we're the Yankees. We're not second-class citizens. We're not supposed to be coming in second. The wild card is not supposed to be acceptable either. If we don't win the division this year, we're in trouble. That's all I'm going to say.
I've said my piece with this. Like you said, we aren't second-rate citizens. The Yankees are on the top of the mountain when it comes to sports greatness, and the fact that we've lowered our standards and we haven't been able to win a division in 7 years, it's really pathetic.
It's tough, yeah.
And if George Steinbrenner was alive, a lot of things would be different right now.
Yeah, they would be. That's for sure.
So, with all this being said, we'll see what happens. I'm excited for when the first game starts to see how we look.
Very soon.
It is what it is. And if we're going to struggle in the year, we're getting hits, and we could have got two of the big fish. This is going to be big stories, and all we could say is they dug the hole, and we're going to have to sleep in it. That's basically what it is.
They made their bed. They made the bed. You got to lie in it. Yeah. Yep. So I'm about to wrap this up. So for the Yankees, the trade deadline, I think to make some touches on this team, I think there's two very easy fixes that can solve a lot of our problems, actually. So let's say we go out and get Mad Bum. That would make our rotation unquestionably the best. I think we have a nice rotation, but it's not the best by any means. But if you put Mad Bum in, you're in the conversation for the best rotation. But we'll see. Mad Bum, Robbie Ray, maybe even Bauer, Kluber, again, depending on the Indians do. Those are probably like the main four. I would look for trades, maybe. Then, here's an interesting one that I think we both agree with. We're going to have to do something about the left field situation, most likely, unless Clint Frazier actually shows up. So with the trade deadline, I saw a tweet that there's 3 guys already that we can see the Yankees going in on. David Peralta from Arizona. These guys are all lefties, by the way, so it would solve that problem a little bit. David Peralta from Arizona, Eddie Rosario from Minnesota, then my boy, Scooter Gennett from Cincinnati. So if we get one of those guys, get another pitcher, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Even if we don't, we still might be, but we'll see. So I think that's it for today. We've talked about a lot, got a lot in. So I'll just say, moving forward, we're going to be active when games start. We're going to have some stuff going on for that, but that's still a month away. And Saturday or Sunday, I believe Sunday you told me before the show, we're going to film a NBA, NFL, maybe a nice combination video of both. Keep you guys current with that. But today was baseball, Bryce Harper. Follow us on GT Sports Talk on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Also, if you know anyone that would like to sponsor us, that'd be great. It would really help us out, and I think it could be a nice pairing. So I'll just say that. I'm done.
Yep. We'll see what happens.
So for GT Sports Talk, I'm Julian Gallardi.
I'm Bobby Thompson.
And we'll see you guys.